Hollywood is mourning the shocking death of Hayden Panettiere, who died at just 36 years old. The actress, who became famous around the world through Heroes, Nashville, and the Scream franchise, was found unresponsive at a residence in South Carolina. Emergency responders were called to the scene after a report of an unresponsive woman. She was pronounced dead despite efforts to save her. Authorities are investigating the circumstances surrounding her death, and no foul play has been suspected. Her official cause of death has not been released. The news is especially heartbreaking because Hayden Panettiere had only recently begun telling her story in her own words. In 2026, she released her memoir, This Is Me, A Reckoning, a deeply personal book about fame, addiction, motherhood, mental health, trauma, and the pressure of growing up in Hollywood. Rather than hiding the difficult parts of her life, Hayden chose to speak openly about the battles she had faced and the long journey toward rebuilding herself. Hayden Panettiere entered show business when she was only 11 months old, appearing in commercials before she was old enough to understand what fame meant. As a child, she continued building her career with appearances in projects such as Remember the Titans and the animated film A Bug's Life, where she voiced the character Dot. Her talent was obvious from an early age, but nobody could have predicted just how successful she would eventually become. Her biggest breakthrough arrived in 2006 when Hayden Panettiere was cast as Claire Bennett on the hit television series Heroes. For millions of viewers, Claire became one of the show's most recognizable characters. The seemingly indestructible cheerleader who could heal from devastating injuries became a symbol of the series, while the famous phrase "Save the cheerleader, save the world" became part of television history. Heroes transformed Hayden from a talented young actress into an international star. Her career reached another major milestone with Nashville, where she played Juliet Barnes, a successful country music star whose personal life was filled with emotional struggles, addiction, relationships, and pressure. The role earned Hayden Panettiere two Golden Globe nominations. What made the performance even more powerful was how closely some elements of Juliet's struggles eventually seemed to echo Hayden's own experiences. At times, the line between the character and reality became difficult to separate. Hayden Panettiere also became a fan favorite through the Scream franchise. She first played Kirby Reed in Scream 4, and more than a decade later, she returned to the role in Scream V. Her return marked an important moment in her career because it came after several years away from the spotlight. Hayden explained that she needed that time to work on herself mentally, physically, and spiritually before she felt ready to return to acting. Away from the cameras, however, Hayden Panettiere was fighting battles that were far more serious than anything she portrayed on television. After the birth of her daughter, Kaya, in 2014, she experienced severe postpartum depression. She later spoke honestly about how difficult that period became and how her struggles eventually included alcohol and prescription drug addiction. Recovery was not easy, and she also continued dealing with anxiety and depression. One of the most painful chapters of Hayden's life involved her daughter. In 2018, Hayden Panettiere relinquished full custody of Kaya to her father, former heavyweight boxing champion Vladimir Klitschko. The decision was extremely painful for Hayden, but she later explained that she believed it was the best choice for her daughter at that time. Despite the custody arrangement, her love for Kaya never disappeared, and her daughter remained one of the most important people in her life. Then came another devastating loss. In 2023, Hayden Panettiere's younger brother, actor Janssen Panettiere, died at only 28 years old. His death deeply affected Hayden, and she later spoke about the grief and guilt she carried after losing him. His passing became another painful chapter in a life already marked by enormous emotional challenges. Through her memoir, This Is Me, A Reckoning, Hayden Panettiere attempted to take control of her own story. She spoke about childhood fame, addiction, motherhood, depression, relationships, grief, and the pressures of being constantly watched by the public. Her story wasn't simply about tragedy. It was also about survival, recovery, honesty, and finding the courage to move forward. That makes her death at 36 especially difficult to understand. Hayden Panettiere had spent years trying to rebuild her life and had recently been speaking about her experiences and future ambitions. Her family remembered her as an incredible light and a force of nature who brought love and joy to the people around her and to millions of fans. From a child appearing in commercials, to Claire Bennett in Heroes, Juliette Barnes in Nashville, and Kirby Reed in Scream, Hayden Panettiere created unforgettable characters throughout her career. But beyond those roles was a woman who openly shared her struggles and tried to turn painful experiences into something meaningful. At just 36, Hayden Panettiere's story has come to a heartbreaking end. Her official cause of death remains unreleased, and the investigation continues. What remains is her work, her memories, her daughter, her family, and the millions of people who watched her grow from a child star into a talented actress. Her life was filled with both extraordinary success and deeply painful struggles. But her willingness to speak honestly about those struggles may become one of her most lasting legacies. Rest in peace, Hayden Panettiere.